Perfect. Hey guys, hi. This is Chet here from Avion Technology. We are a digital agency based out of the northwest suburbs of Chicago. We do these little videos every week just to kind of show essentially get more knowledge to our user base. So one of the areas that we work a lot with is actually small business. So today I'm going to talk about selling within your small business, right? So there's 5 things that I've kind of written down here. So how would you sell? So first of all, let me go back. So one of the things we noticed today is that the world has become much more competitive, right? It's a no-brainer. Almost all the general markets, like, so we have 2 categories, right? We have generalists and specialists. So anytime you have a generalist, it's usually a red ocean market now, right? So anytime that you're doing something which is like you're a digital marketer, for example, that's a very general profession. There's just so many people who do that. If you're a UI UX person, again, that's very generic. There's just too many people doing that. So how do you sell in that market, right? So the first thing is you create a narrative, right? Which is the same as essentially creating a brand. Right? What does brand do? Right? Brand creates a top of the funnel. So we all know the marketing funnel, where there's awareness, there's consideration, there's conversion, and there's action, and of course there's loyalty. So you need to do a lot of top of the funnel awareness level activities, and the way you do that is by building a brand, right? So anytime someone takes the name of your business, there should be something that they associate the business with, right? There's a reason why I say this, because a lot of times, especially in small businesses, the narrative is controlled by, for example, if you're in your chamber of commerce, right? There's a few people who will control the narrative, and then those people get the power to kind of define what your brand is all about. So the best way to define your brand or to create your brand is actually harnessing the power of social media, right? Social media is an amazing place to bypass a lot of these bottlenecks, to bypass a lot of these kind of hindrances to growing your awareness, to growing your brand reputation, to growing your business's brand. So what the easiest things that you can do, right? Go on LinkedIn, have a nice profile picture, update your profile, go to Facebook, be on Twitter, be on Instagram. I think start spending about 2 to 3 hours every week working all these social media channels. Now the thing that you have to remember about all of this is that it's basically paid forward, right? You have to invest time upfront for about 6 months or a year to create your brand, right? The results don't start coming immediately, right? So again, if you are a small business, if you're struggling with growth, one of the first things you got to do is you got to make sure that you're investing time in creating a brand. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to put it out there in terms of what problem you're solving. I've seen a lot of agencies, I've seen a lot of small businesses. So there's a typical pattern in which they grow, right? It's generally you like to do something, and then you do a pilot project for someone, and then that person refers you to someone, and in 5 years there's like a business which has grown around you without even you realizing that there's a business around you, right? But a lot of times you still don't know what problem you're solving. I faced that in my business. I worked for 10 years. I was pretty much taking on any and all kind of work. But if anyone asked me to write a statement about what problem I was solving, I had no idea what I was doing. So identify what problem you're solving in the market, because that's going to make you realize, right? That's going to make you realize what niche it is that you can address to, right? If you don't know what problem you're solving, you will not know what is a product market fit. You will not know what niche it is that you're solving, right? Now, this is the key, right? If you want to grow a blue ocean business, this is the key. What it does is that it helps you identify your target market, right? And if your target market is in a long tail, so what is a long tail? In any product, in any market, right? You always have a long tail. You have the long end of the distribution, right? Right here, right? Those are areas which no one is covering. I'll give you an example. Let's say you are in a senior care business, right? Now that's a very generic business, yes. But within the senior care business, if there's a specific ethnicity that you're going after, right, that's your market, then that's a niche, right? Within that specific ethnicity, if there's a sub-ethnicity, right, then that's a long tail. what that suddenly does is that it eliminates a lot of the competition, and so it gets you from a blue market or from a red ocean market to a blue ocean market, right? So one of the things I would really want you to invest time on and try to strategize and think about is what is the long tail that you can go after. I love this saying. It's called "there's riches in niches," right? And I 100% believe that. I come from the product world, and within the product world, especially within the SaaS product world, most of the stellar successes, I'm not talking about the super unicorns, but a lot of the successes that I have seen have actually been businesses that were developed for targeting a particular niche. Because within that particular niche, you create a specialization, and anytime you create a specialization, right, you can charge more. Anytime you create a specialization, there is less competition. Anytime you create a specialization, there are less barriers to entry. So see what long tail you can cater to. The next thing I'm going to talk about is virality, right? And this kind of is connected with this. Now there's two kind of ways to think about the world. One is about linear rewards, right? And that's what our prefrontal cortex has actually been developed for. Since we have evolved as human beings, we like linear rewards. So I will walk for a mile and I will lose so many calories. I will walk for a mile and I will, find some food. Those are called linear rewards, right? But in an internet-driven world, there's less and less of linear rewards. Instead, what you see is a high risk, high gamble payoff. So, there might be 100 people out there or 1,000 people out there who might be on YouTube, but one of them enjoys an extraordinary amount of success and really takes away the market from the other 999, right? That's the power of virality. So if you really got to know whether you're someone who goes linearly, and if you're that person, I would say go after all the traditional ways. Market yourself in your local chamber of commerce, hire a salesperson, and that way your growth is very linear, right? But if you're not someone who wants that linear growth but really wants that hockey stick growth, right? Then first of all, it's very difficult to get that hockey stick growth in customized services. Remember that you need a highly commoditized transactional service or a product to have that hockey stick growth. But if you're someone who's looking for that hockey stick growth, right, then you should harness the power of virality. And the way you do that is through YouTube. The way you do that is through TikTok, right? Where, for all your channel, you might have 2,000 videos out there, but no one will watch your channel. Or you might have 2,000 videos out there and you'll have 1 million plus subscribers, and suddenly your business will go boom. This gets me to my final point, right? And this is especially for agencies. So I came from the world of development, right? And I came from the world of development when the clients used to give us a spec, and then we used to code based on that spec, right? That world is long gone now. What we now have is the world of consulting. Coding actually has gone from being almost the top of the tier activity to kind of like a secondary or third level activity, right? So what's numero uno? Numero uno is consulting. I mean, it always was. If you were in the IT industry, if you were, in this business, you always knew the money is in consulting, right? So when you're doing all of this, all of the above, remember the letters SME, right? It stands for subject matter expertise. In today's day and age, a client comes to you. So back in the day, when a client came to you, you educated him about your service, right? You educated him or her about what you do, how you do it, your portfolio, your success stories, your case studies, your price points, all these different things. Now, when a client comes to you, he has or she has already done all this research before they're coming to you. So make sure in all of your literature, in all of your branding, in all of your social media, in all the ads that you put out, you project yourself as a subject matter expertise, right? They will come to you with a business problem. You're the one who has to solve that problem, right? If their ads are not getting enough leads, if their app is not getting enough engagement, if the website cannot handle a database throughput, user throughput. So identify what the problem is, but position yourself as a subject matter expertise. So sum and substance, selling has definitely changed in the last 10 years since I've been doing it. I still remember the time when you closed a person. I mean, you got a lead, and then you kind of educated that lead about your product and your service, and then they signed the dotted line. Nowadays, a lot of the customers we get have already know about who we are, what we do, how we do, the price points. So the competition has definitely increased, and it's largely because of the internet, right? And it's definitely a new world. And if you or your business wants to scale up in this new world, then make sure that you harness some of the power of this virality. Otherwise, in the business world, you either grow or you shrink. There is no status quo. So yeah, that's my small lecture for today. Hope you like it. If you like what we said, press on the subscribe button, press the like button. This is my email, this is my number. If you have any questions, or if you just like to discuss this, give us a shout. Thank you so much.